I'm from Indiana, but I'm a Red Sox fan.
And I'm from Minnesota, but I'm a Yankees fan.
And welcome to the Rivalry out of state, our Red Sox and Yankees series here on Running the Table, where we go through all things baseball. And with the trade deadline rapidly approaching very, very soon, there have already been some moves that have happened. And we're going to go over what's happened so far and what it's looking like for both the Red Sox and the Yankees going forward. So, Andrew, you ready to go?
Let's run it.
Let's do it. So the first major bombshell that was dropped is that the Yankees acquired Andrew Benintendi from the Kansas City Royals. They acquired Benintendi for three prospects. The Royals got right-handed pitcher Beck Way, left-handed pitcher TJ Sikkema, and right-handed pitcher Chandler Champlain. They're not really high level. They're like mid to low level guys around like 18, 20, and then Champlain was a ninth round pick. The Yankees really needed a left-handed bat in the outfield, and they got him. Benintendi was linked to the Bronx for a long, long time, and it's just another one of those guys who goes to the dark side.
Yes, exactly. You were hoping for Benintendi to come back to Boston, but nope. He's following another very certain player that had a similar path in his career. I think his name might have been Johnny Damon.
Oh,
He
great.
also wore 18. But anyways,
Just
besides
a,
the
a long,
speculation,
long list of former Red Sox that became
uh
Yankees.
yeah, this is my reaction. I remember back in April, a lot of people were speculating that we'd go for Benintendi at some point, but not for the player that we're replacing. I mean, it's pretty clear and obvious we're
Yeah,
replacing Joey Gallo. He has been awful this year. No way to
there it is.
sugarcoat it. Back in April, it seemed like he'd be ideally replacing Hicks, but look, I thought Gallo was overrated, but I did not see him being this bad.
Yeah, not like that. It was clear that like he didn't hit for average, he wasn't a big extra base hit guy, it was home runs. Like this year he's not hitting at all, and it's very clear the motive in Benintendi is to get Joey Gallo out of the lineup on an everyday basis because you add a lefty in a lineup full of righties and literally Andrew Benintendi is the exact opposite of Joey Gallo. Andrew Benintendi hits for high average. He's hitting above 300 this season. He plays the field really well. He's really fast, doesn't hit for homers, but in a lineup like the Yankees, they need that contact guy. And, much to the chagrin of Red Sox fans, they got him.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice compliment to DJ LeMahieu, our other big contact hitter. Yeah, I'm really happy with this move. At first, I was a little concerned because there was the whole
The
anti-vax
vaccination.
thing,
The
but it
vaccination.
looks like he's going to get his shot. So if we have to play Toronto in October, he'll be able to go up to Canada. So overall, good
Oh,
trade. We didn't give up any of our
phew.
top tier prospects. Good job, Cashman.
So Cashman makes the move and getting Benny. But I think it's more so the move that Cashman didn't make on the other side because the big arm on the trade deadline block, Luis Castillo, was projected everywhere to be a Yankee. But an unlikely trade partner, the Seattle Mariners, they pounced and they traded for him. Seattle acquired Luis Castillo for shortstops Noelvi Marte and Edwin Arroyo and right-handed pitchers Levi Stout and Andrew Moore. So four prospects, which includes Marte, that was one of their best. And now the Mariners add Luis Castillo to Robbie Ray and Logan Gilbert and just add another powerful right-handed arm to that rotation. But this isn't about the Mariners. This is about more so what the Yankees didn't do.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I mean, credit to the Mariners. They're going big. They want to prove that they're here to stay. But
They want to end that
this
drought
when
really,
you look at
really bad.
the yeah, but when you look at the prospects they gave up, that really shows you why the Yankees didn't get this trade done. Noelvi Marte is their best prospect, and that would have been equivalent to the Yankees trading away Anthony Volpe. And as far as I'm concerned, it seems
I
like
don't
we
know about
wouldn't trade away Volpe unless it was for Juan Soto. And I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks not getting
that.
Castillo, but there are some other good pitchers that have just today been announced that they could be traded by the deadline, including Carlos Rodon. He just added that list.
Yeah,
And now he's my
Carlos
favorite. I want to get
Rodon.
Rodon. You remember the free agency prediction videos? I said we probably
Yes,
get
I do.
Rodon.
Yes, I do.
I mean, it's
As
we
I
may
was
have missed him
preparing this,
then.
that definitely crossed my mind that you had said previously that Carlos Rodon was going to sign with the Yankees. He didn't end up doing that,
Yeah.
going to the Bay Area. But now that the Giants are actively listening for offers on Rodon and Jock Peterson, but mainly Rodon. He's arguably the best left pitcher on the market. And there are some other options along with Carlos Rodon, such as Frankie Montas. He's still available from the Athletics, and the Athletics are definitely going to deal him. It's just a question of
Oh, for
where.
sure.
And if the Yankees somehow whiff on both Rodon and Montas, you have some other options like, a Jose Quintana or a Noah Syndergaard has been linked to New York a little bit. So you
Yeah,
definitely have some options to add.
I'd say Rodon, Montas, or bust. I mean, Quintana's he's doing all right. I'm not saying he's bad, but if you have
He's been
this
pitching well
choice
for
of those
Pittsburgh.
pitchers, if you have the choice, just go for Rodon or Montas. I mean, I could see the Yankees being hesitant to go for Rodon. We already got 2 lefties in our rotation, and if another pitcher gets hurt, it's likely JP Sears would get called up. That would be 3 lefties, so you'd be adding another one. I could see them wanting to mix it up and get Montas instead, but I really think you go for whoever's best and go for Rodon, and we'll see how it plays out. We're definitely gonna get one of those 3 for sure,
Yeah. No, you
because we
definitely
need
do.
another starter,
Yeah, you really
and you
think
never know,
Domingo
anyone can
Herman
get
is going to
hurt.
be the most dependable number five in the world?
No. Look, I'll say I don't know how the game on Wednesday against the Mets wasn't a blowout. Like, I have to say, those weeks almost felt like 2021. Starting Herman against both the Astros and the Mets is just
Yeah,
not a winning
that didn't work out
strategy.
well, did it?
No. So hopefully we have no more of Herman and we have one of those guys on that
JP
list.
Sears?
I honestly like JP Sears. He's a good pitcher.
I know your fascination with JP Sears, but
I saw him play live.
that's not the topic here. The
Okay, but
topic
yeah,
at
let's
hand is
go for
that,
Rodon and we could have Sears be on the rotation next year.
yeah. And on the other side, you have the Boston Red Sox. The New York Yankees are clearly buyers. There is no doubt about that. They've already bought a little bit, and they're going to continue to buy until the deadline comes up. The Red Sox, it's a huge question mark as to what they're going to do. Are they buyers? Are they sellers? We don't know. They could be very much both. I mean, they're continuing their slide. As of recording this, they're 50 and 52, and there's really no end in sight. They're dead last in the AL East, and it's going to need a really big push in order for them to get themselves back in the wild card race. But that hasn't happened at all. They've gone up against a little bit tougher competition that they're used to, and they've just absolutely blown up. They've imploded. So we may have seen a couple Red Sox veterans play their last games in Boston, being JD Martinez, Christian Vasquez, and Nathan Eovaldi. They're all upcoming free agents, so they're all very much on the block. Xander Bogaerts, however, he's staying at least until the rest of the season. And if they trade Bogaerts, I will be incredibly pissed because Chaim Bloom and management told Xander Bogaerts to his face, that he is going nowhere. So they better give him a contract extension and sign Devers for that matter. What's taking so long there? Just get the job done. I don't care. But anyway, as far as JD Martinez and Christian Vasquez and Nathan Eovaldi go, they will most likely be traded if the Red Sox do decide to be sellers. Now, there are links for JD and Vasquez to the Mets because the Mets' first option are clearly Wilson Contreras and David Robertson from the Cubs. But if their asking price is too high, which is seeming to be like that right now, then they could then pivot to JD Martinez and Christian Vasquez and go address bullpen somewhere else because what's a bullpen? Am I right? Anyway, if the Red Sox are going to be sellers, it's going to be very difficult to see JD Martinez and Christian Vasquez go. But I tweeted it out. If like you might as well just go do something. Like if you're gonna buy, fine. If you're gonna sell, fine. But don't do nothing. Don't have the typical Red Sox trade deadline where you're doing nothing. Do something.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a chance at all, whether it's for this year or for the future, you gotta be active. I think of the Yankees in 2016, we were hovering around 500. We are slightly over, but I think we were out of the race pretty much the whole year. I know we didn't make the postseason, and we were sellers, but it got us good places. We got Gleyber Torres We got Aroldis Chapman back after we traded him away. He was solid for a few years. Not so much now, but that's besides the point. But, I mean, you never know who you're gonna get if you're sellers when you're just hovering at 500. It could turn out very well for you. And, with Bogarts, I feel like they're just trying not to piss him off after signing Trevor Story. I
Duh.
feel
Of course we're
like his
trying not to
time's
piss him off.
not
He's the
much
longest
left
tenured member of the
for the
team.
Red
Of course
Sox.
we're like, why would we go and
Yeah,
piss him off? Make him
like
opt out and go somewhere else? At that point, you might as well
I mean,
we don't want to do that because we want to keep him at short. He's too good to let him go.
yeah, for sure. I mean, Trevor Story's good, but I mean, if you're
He's no
trying to,
Bogats.
keep your
He's no
players happy, that
Bogats.
wasn't the move.
No, no, it
It
was
seems like the idea is that he's gonna be at short next year, so
not.
I guess Bogarts is going nowhere. That's kinda too bad because they probably could have gotten a pretty nice trade for him.
Either
Uh,
either way, what are the Red Sox doing? Buying, selling? We have no idea. But it's very clear that the Yankees are going to continue to buy, and we'll look to cover the trade deadline madness as it unfolds. There will be some very big names going to different places, some very big pieces being shuffled around. And don't be surprised after the trade deadline if the MLB landscape looks very, very different. So that's all we got for our early trade deadline special. We'll have more trade deadline content coming up as it unfolds. And if you like what we do, go watch some of our other stuff on the channel. We got baseball, Red Sox, Yankees content, all other sports. So if you want it, we probably have it there. So like and subscribe, and we out.